about scientists who study the effect of consciousness on the reality. On the picture is a small robot. The robot moves randomly, and the idea is to see how consciousness will interact with the randomly moving robot. Let's start the video. Yeah, so this is the guy here on the left. So he did this kind of experiment in a randomly moving robot, and how the consciousness will interact with the randomly moving robot. He did the experience as his thesis to become a doctor. So he's a doctor, and he did it 17 years before the video. So he's showing what he did in the day to become a doctor. He was very bold to use this to choose this kind of study because of the the dogma of the science and stuff. So this is the guy. He's talking about the robot. The robot has some noise, electronic noise, noise, electromagnetic noise, from which he will extract numbers that will be translated in movement left, right, front, so it's random because the electromagnetic noise is from randomness. And the idea is to study the effect of the consciousness on this moving robot. This guy want to repeat the experiment of the doctor. So this is the equipment he used, this robot. And the guy is telling, yeah, we want to see how much the consciousness, the thought, can change the reality or influence the reality, the laws of the chance, randomness, are they moved or changed by the thoughts or the consciousness. Okay, so the scientific study used those baby chicken. So they have this characteristic that when they see something, they get linked to it or attached to it. It's the imprint theory. So the guy will use this imprint theory to study the effect of consciousness on the reality. So he will use those baby chicks. So when they see something, they get linked to it. They think it is their mother, and they get linked to it. So the idea is to train them to recognize those, to recognize the robot, the green robot we have seen, as something as their mother. Like here, he's walking. The little guy will follow him. So the idea is to link this chicken with the robot, the baby chicken with the robot. Okay, so he used those chicken, in the experiment. Okay, we're going to see him now training. So they are here, he had many of them because this is a repeated experiment. He did it 17 years. Now he's a doctor and stuff, but he's showing his thesis, the doctoral thesis, what he chose. Here we see that the guy is he's training this baby chicken to be linked with the robot, to recognize him as his mother, as its mother, as something close. So they get linked to the robot. It's the imprint theory. It's a characteristic of them. So so he follows the robot and stuff. So he's establishing a connection, a link, a consciousness connection between this little baby chicken, and the robot. See how they get close together. So the idea is to put them there and see how the robot will behave to those chicken. So for example, here the robot is going toward the chicken, in this case. So it's like the randomness the robot is not moving randomly anymore. There is something happening, okay? But since this is science, you have to repeat this thousands of times with a big number of chicken, okay? So he will have some chicken which are some baby chicken which are trained to recognize the robot as their mother, and some not, okay? Thousands of them, and repeat the experiment. Okay, and then the robot is drawing. When he moves, he's drawing. So he has many of these those maps, you know, on where the robot, you can see the mark, you know, moved. Okay, and he did it thousands of times, you know. So he has like the chicken who has link with the robot. You see this kind of patterns, you know, that the robot goes to them, and some of them, of course, not. So it's a statistical method. And he has, like I said, two control groups: the chicken who are connected to the robot, and one who are not. And he look if there is a statistical difference, and there is a big one. The robot has a tendency to go to the chicken, to the baby chicken, which think it is their mother. A tendency of 2.5 more. So 2.5 more. The robot will go to the chicken compared to the control group where the little chicken just they don't have no relation, they don't give a shit about the robot. The robot don't go to them. So it's 2.5, very significant. So it is the consciousness of this small chicken which is changing the chance, the randomness, or en français we call le hasard, you know, la loi du hasard, the law of hazard, the law of chance, of randomness is changed by the consciousness of those chicken. 2.5 more, guys, when you compare the two groups of chicken. So you will say at certain moment that yeah, we can observe the consciousness only by its effect, like many physical stuffs like time or something. There is immaterial stuff even in the mainstream science, but this field is very not in the establishment, like he said. For your career, it's not very good to do this kind of stuff. I will not be able to be in university, you know, with this kind of experiment and stuff. So he was very bold to do this 17 years ago. Again, he's a doctor now, for 17 years ago. And he said there is some, you know, like they are a little bit far when it comes to these experiments in France. You know, he's French, and yeah. So yeah, compared to some countries where there is some research on this impact, at the time he did this video, he said there is like none in France. So he was very bold to do this, and even 17 years before this video. And the video, it's also old, it's like 15 years, okay? So the experiment maybe happened 30 years ago or something, you know. So yeah, interesting video. So the idea also is to think about if those chicken have this kind of effect on the reality. Imagine the consciousness of humans, okay, and billions of humans, you know. Okay, I let you think about this one. Yeah, and I cut the video. See you in the next one.